This episode of Film Riot is brought to you by FreshBooks. They fresh to death. Welcome to Film Riot Mondays with the, I love these potatoes. There's nothing in it.
I hate them.
Questions? First question comes from Jake. When will Josh Conley get his own show? When he gets talent.
See, now I'm sitting here. I didn't ask anything. I didn't deserve any of that.
You picked it.
Oh, I didn't.
Clearly.
He picked it.
Doubt it. Hey Rye, tips in advertising. I've done a lot of advertising. It's actually where I came from before Film Riot. I ran a video studio for a computer company, which I've talked about before. For me, it's always about finding what the personality of the brand is. It's not about what you want to do that's just cool. If you're doing advertising in any way, at least for me, it's about finding out who the client is and then delivering something that will go in line with their personality. On Film Riot, it's a little bit different. They're buying into our personality. They want the comedy that we do. That's why they want to sponsor the show, because they dig what they're doing. But if you're making a specific product for that company, you really need to hit the tone that that company is putting out. So it's all about finding out who they are, what their brand is, what their message is, and then putting something together that will most convey what that is. Dear Ryan, which is the cheapest audio setup you would recommend? That depends on what you're talking about. If you're talking about post-production audio or if you're talking about production audio. For production audio, if you have a DSLR, the Rode video mic is quite fantastic and very low priced. If you're talking about post-production audio, watch our last Thursday episode, this one right here. I showed my setup and it's actually a very low cost setup and really, really good. When creating a film, is it important to have your own soundtrack or is royalty-free music good enough? Royalty-free music is just fine. I mean, when you're really high-end films, it's kind of weird to hear stock music in there, but at, you know, the levels that we're all at, I don't think there's any issue with it whatsoever. I think it was the Hobbit trailer actually used royalty-free music in the trailer itself. So, I mean, even the big dogs do it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. If it fits your film, there you go. Cream and sugar? Actually, just cream. Just a little bit, just to lighten it up a touch. Me and my friends are making a found footage horror soon. Any advice? That's really hard for me to give advice on because I personally am really tired of the found footage genre. Not to say that it's bad, it's just I personally really over them. So it's hard for me to give advice on something that I'm not really into, which is not to say that you shouldn't do it. If you still really dig found footage movies, then you should absolutely do it, especially if you have a vision for it. Maybe you're doing something that's a lot different. You know what? There is actually a piece of advice that I can give. Make sure whatever it is, the device that you use to make sure that the camera's still rolling is feasible. I mean, there's so many of these. I've only seen it done well twice. Paranormal Activity and the VHS anthology horror film. Those are the only two times that I've ever seen it done to where I believe that the camera would still be capturing the things it's capturing. The rest of the time, all I can think of is no one would still be filming. So make sure that you really nail down your reasoning of why the camera is still rolling. If you do that, then I think you could really sell your film. Best way to handle pyrotechnics in set? Best way to handle it would be to get a professional. These things can be extremely dangerous. I have a friend where people on set got hurt because they didn't, and I'm not saying like a friend where I was the person. No. Safety always comes first with me on my sets, and if it's some kind of big pyrotechnic of any kind, get a professional on set with you, someone who knows what they're doing. Film, no movie, no project of any kind is ever worth someone's safety. So please, safety first, get yourself a professional, I beg you. You still use your DIY stuffs? Will you continue DIY gear? Yes and yes, we actually bust out our DIY gear every now and again, and we'll use it right next to like expensive gear, which is pretty funny. And sometimes I've actually opted for the DIY gear over some of our actual proper pieces of gear. And we'll definitely get back to builds. Hopefully this year we'll build a few things. I love doing it. It's so much fun just to go to Home Depot and walk around and look at things and be like, hey, you know what that could become? It's a blast. Last question, why don't you make a feature film? Well, everything is leading to exactly that. I mean, that's my end goal. That's my absolute dream, is to be able to make feature films and tell people to create worlds and let people immerse themselves in it for 2 hours. It's what I am most passionate about and want to do more than anything else on this planet, but I'm also trying to do it as smart as possible. I don't want to just toss something together before I'm ready and put something out that's not as good as it could be. I want to continue learning till I know that I'm ready to take my first step in that direction. I mean, I know my first step is going to be a very, very difficult one and might not be exactly what I want it to be, but I want to be as prepared as I possibly can before I do take that first step. So it's just a matter of us being smart about it and striking at the exact right time.
Are you still using Word and Excel to create invoices? Do you use a shoebox of receipts to keep track of your expenses? Don't be an idiot. Save time and get paid faster with FreshBooks, the easier way to send invoices, manage expenses, and track your time. Because, yeah, FreshBooks is a simple cloud accounting solution that's helping thousands of new entrepreneurs and small business owners, just like you. So don't be an idiot. Save time billing and get paid faster. With FreshBooks, you can easily create invoices online, capture and track expenses on the go, and get real-time business reports with just a few simple clicks. And they make you look like less of an idiot, so there's that. And you can sign up for free. Sign up today at getfreshbooks.com. But here's the delicious part that FreshBooks is doing for Film Riot peeps. Every day, they're giving a birthday cake away to someone who signs up for a new account from our show. Birthday cake. For your chance to win, enter Film Riot in the How Did You Hear About Us section when signing up for your new account at getfreshbooks.com. With FreshBooks, every day could be your birthday. So don't be an idiot. Sign up at getfreshbooks.com.
Logo. So that's it for today, which means it's time for my suggestion of the week. This one is a documentary about ILM. It is quite fantastic. It's called Industrial Light and Magic: Creating the Impossible. You can find it right here on YouTube in all of its glory. It's just really inspirational to watch. I mean, they're one of my favorite film companies. They're absolutely amazing. They freaking changed filmmaking. So check that out. It is a great watch, and I'll see you guys next time.